So look, I'm gonna need you to cater to my feelings and my needs and what I want, and I don't want to hear the word no from you. I just want you to say yes to everything that I tell you I want you to do or that I want from you. Because since I raised you and I also am a guardian of yours, I deserve the respect of always being told yes and always being listened to, regardless if you disagree with me or not. Because I don't want to hold space for you to decide for yourself what you don't want to do, even if I ask of you to do it. I just want you to agree with everything that I want you to do and not think twice about it. Because otherwise, I'm going to see you as being disrespectful and someone that needs to face the consequences of their decisions on choosing something for yourself instead of choosing to do what I want you to do to keep me happy when I ask for you to do something. Hmm. I'm kind of suspicious that you're projecting how you feel about me onto me because of how much you had to sacrifice through raising me. I feel like you're projecting onto me what you just expect from me because of the position you likely felt like you were in, where you had no choice but to just abide and accept whatever I needed. To where now that I'm at an age of being able to now think and speak for myself, you now want me to reciprocate basically what you had to approach me with in the beginning of this relationship, to where now you want me to just accommodate whatever you want, where I'm not given any space to choose for myself what I want and don't want, or what I don't want to do and what I do want to do. There's not even any space for compromise, and you're going to see it as disrespectful if I allow myself to say no. And you're going to basically, I'm assuming, based off the way you're talking, see it as me countermanding your position of authority with me, instead of seeing it as me learning to be comfortable saying no to people when I don't like or want something. You're teaching me right now through what you've said that you want me to cater to your feelings, and if I happen to say no and it upsets you, I need to cater to keeping you happy even if it doesn't make me happy, which is normally what a parent goes through upon having to raise someone, which is what it sounds like you're projecting onto me. Because you had to go through it with me, therefore now you're projecting it onto me instead of looking at the position that you're trying to put me in this very moment. You just want me to agree with everything you want. I'm starting to see some very big issues going on right now that you have normalized as normal. And I'm also suspicious you've likely internalized the journey of parenting to the point that throughout your time period of raising me, you've internalized and have gotten upset during periods where you knew you couldn't say no to something you knew I needed when you didn't feel like doing something. Where now, I personally believe it's all being reprojected back at me now that I'm at an age where you're now making these ground rules with me. And I do see an issue with this. A big one, actually. Because you're not allowing me space to grow my own personal mindset to choose when I want to say no. Even if it's somebody that raised me. And you're not allowing me the space to be comfortable to say no to you without it resulting in some sort of reaction from you, which is another concern. Yeah, I'm calling it out right now. How could you say that I am so grateful I have the opportunity to raise someone like you. And I'm so grateful to have a child in my life to be able to provide to and give what I can to. I am so grateful to be in this position. Why would you assume that I'm projecting my own experiences that you're saying I've internalized to where now I have specific expectations of you? And if you do not abide by them or just follow and people please what I want from you to people please and just accept every time I want and say what I want from you or what I want you to do for me, that you're saying basically that not considering you're saying that I'm not considering the space that I should be providing you to think for yourself. I mean, when I was bringing you up, when you were born, I didn't have a say so on anything. I had to make sure that I abided by what you needed, even on the nights or the days where I had to, basically show up. Even when I was tired as heck, I still showed up. I still sacrificed. I still gave, even when I felt like I couldn't. And so obviously, I'm taking those badges under my belt to decide that now basically you owe me your obedience and consistent acceptance to abide by anything I say or want, because I've sacrificed and shown up even on the days I was dog tired or dragging. So, no, I'm pretty sure I share and hold a space for you, but it has to be on the grounds that I feel respected by you. And the way I feel respected is by you honoring what I want and what I ask of you when I ask it. And that I don't want to hear any talk back or no from you, or else it'll just upset me. And you are meant to also cater to my feelings to a certain degree as well, because hello, I am the one that raised you. So you are obligated to also keep me happy too, because I had to make sure that I kept you happy all those years, and now you're at an age where now you can now give back. You can now give back and start pulling your weight. Yep. Since when does becoming a child of yours automatically put me in the contract of being completely and mindlessly obedient to whatever you want, regardless if I agree with it or not? Where did that contract begin? Because I'm pretty sure me coming out of the womb does not account for a contract I signed to me doing this. I'm pretty sure right now you're using my position of living and being given birth to as me having no choice but to just be obligated to whatever you want. Which is that's very concerning, actually. That's very where now you're using my position of living to basically make it sound like I am in debt to now owe you my complete and utter obedience to whatever you want from me. And you don't see where this may require some boundaries, and where it's likely you may have internalized some moments along the way of nurturing and raising me up to this point that maybe you have not dealt with yet, that you are clearly now projecting onto me through these expectations that have now decided to be revealed to me. Yeah. I'm done with this conversation, and I think I need to reevaluate my environment. And I might need a therapist after this conversation, because I need to make sure that my values for how I live do not surround what makes you happy. It needs to surround around what I know makes me happy. And I can't develop those values if you don't give me the space I need to develop them. So, we have a problem. And I'm going to take responsibility for myself by making a decision that I think it's safe to say you're projecting, and it's time for me to reevaluate my environment and likely get a therapist now. Yeah. And I also need to make sure that this therapist also provides me the space to let me think for myself, and they don't resemble somebody that is trying to cater to me to reconnect with a connection like this that is wanting me to redevelop a relationship with someone that wants me to just be completely and utterly obligated to them. I need to make sure that the space that this therapist gives me is space where they're not trying to mold me, but they allow me space to mold myself ultimately as well. Because clearly, what I am lacking in this environment is people giving me space to allow me to develop myself without them trying to attempt to mold me in the process.